Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cards That I Cast For channel. I want to thank you all for watching, and in this video we're going to be busting open 2 hobby boxes of the 2019 edition of Panini Prizm Racing. And as a bonus, I have 4 little packs here over the 2019 National Racing Card Day, which is hopefully going to be something that we'll be seeing on an annual basis from Panini. But nonetheless though, I really enjoy Prizm Racing, at least the 2016 edition. I think it established a very good precedent that really has only been met by the 2017 Select release. Since then and in between that, there really hasn't been any other releases that have really caught my eye as a collector, but then again, that's my own personal opinion. Unfortunately though, the 2018 edition of Prizm really started to expose to me the lack of effort, at least again from my own opinion, of Panini when it comes to their NASCAR license. And really it comes down to recycling the same images for the trading cards. You know, that's pretty much your bread and butter, is trying to take photos of all the top stars and giving them a new fresh look every time a new release is made, and not recycling the same images. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here before we actually go into this break, I'll leave a time marker somewhere around this area here if you want to go ahead and skip my rant and go straight to the box breaks, which I don't blame you. However, I do think that there's a couple things you do need to know that I really can't just explain to you in 2 seconds. It's going to be a little bit detailed here. So again, click on the time marker here if you want to go ahead and skip straight to the box breaks themselves. But there's a lot of things in here that I think you need to know that really, to be honest, might very well save you some money, because when it comes to these boxes here of 2019 Prizm, you might actually want to just play the eBay game as opposed to actually buying box after box, or God forbid case after case, in order to get some of these hot driver autographs. So again, go through the timeline over here and scroll down to that timeline so you can go ahead and see the box breaks. If not, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the bullet points here and some of the criticisms I have. Alright, let's go ahead and hammer out these bullet points here quickly. The 2018 edition of Prizm established a precedent that Prizm would pretty much be a no memorabilia hits release with only autographs. That will continue in the 2019 edition. However, there is an asterisk to it. We're going to be dealing with 4 autographs per box between 5 autograph sets. I think that's actually a record. I think maybe 2017 National Treasures may have had as much autograph sets, but this is actually pretty high for a release. The asterisk will be that Panini Rewards points can be used as hit substitutes for some boxes, and I've already seen that. Blaster boxes, with that said, because there are no memorabilia hits to kind of fluff up the count, there will be no guarantee of any hits in blaster boxes. And because this is an autograph-only release, blaster boxes will not be featuring as many autographs. However, of course, the blaster boxes are home to the camo autographs. But with that said, though, I've seen some advertisements that have stated that blaster box autographs will come only 1 in 1,401 packs. Again, that's 1 in 1,401 packs. So if you're on eBay and you happen to see a camo autograph for a driver that you like, I suggest that if your pocketbook has the ability to withstand the hit, that you go ahead and grab that driver, because it may very well end up being the last time you see it for quite some time. The 5 different autograph sets will be driver signature, which will feature rookie and minor league drivers. Then you'll have the scripted signature, which was usually something found in the certified release, but because certified is not released this year, or rather, no, scripted signature, I take that back. That is from Prizm last year. They introduced that last year into the Prizm line. But that will feature retired, current star, and top minor league drivers such as Haley Deegan. Signing sessions, this is what I was talking about, which used to be a certified racing release, but because certified is not released this year, they're going to include it here with Prizm. That contains nothing but active star drivers. So that if you're into active star drivers, you'll be wanting to type in signing sessions for the active driver autographs. Patent and penmanship, which is usually accustomed to Prizm, will feature a mix of retired, star, and current active drivers. And then we conclude, of course, with the endorsements line, which was a fan favorite of mine from 2017 Select, and it will feature nothing but retired drivers, or at least drivers that are not currently full-time. The key autograph points, of course, will be that the camos, bases, and red, white, and blues will all be unnumbered. Color parallel numbers vary depending on the driver. So, for example, what that means is that you have a red Prizm. Normally, red Prizm autographs are numbered to 50. However, that will not be the case with every driver. Certain drivers are shortened and really shortened, as I will explain here in a second. This release, however, from what I have seen from the outside looking in, really looks like it's something that will be heavy in minor league and B team drivers. And the reason why that is because a lot of the popular star and retired drivers have autograph parallels that are numbered quite low. For the following drivers, and this is actually quite shocking, for the following drivers, autographs numbered to 5 or less in all but the gold parallel. And what that means is that outside of the gold parallel, which is going to be numbered to 10, Danica Patrick, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and when you see that PP and then E, I'm not trying to make a joke there. PP stands for patent and penmanship and endorsements. All of Danica Patrick's green patent and penmanship and endorsements, blue, red, the rainbows, which usually have standard numbers of 24, 50, 75, even 99 with certain drivers, all are numbered only to 5, with the gold parallel being the highest numbered parallel in 10, which really dilutes, in my opinion, the gold parallel for this release, because now the green Prizms that usually are the highest numbered edition are just like the rest of them, numbered only to 5. And that concludes now again with Danica Patrick, her patent and penmanship and endorsements. Dale Earnhardt Jr., same deal, patent and penmanship and endorsements. Carl Edwards, patent and penmanship and endorsements. Mark Martin, who has the trifecta of the patent and penmanships, the endorsements, and the signing sessions. We have Richard Petty, likewise, patent and penmanship and endorsements. Kevin Harvick, patent and penmanship and signing sessions. Those are all going to be drivers whose autographs outside of the gold parallel will be numbered only to 5. And Tony Stewart is the only exception, with signing sessions and endorsements where all of his autographs, including the gold parallel, will be numbered 5 or less. So it's going to be very difficult. So if you see any of those drivers available on eBay, you better go ahead and pick up that autograph now if it's the numbered version out of 5 or less, because it may be quite some time before you see it available again. Hailie Deegan, as I stated earlier, will be a scripted signature exclusive. However, her autographs are all what I would consider to be standard numbered release, meaning that the camos, red, white, and blues, and bases obviously have no number. And then you have the green parallels will be out of 99 for her, 75 for the blues, 50 for the reds, 24 for the rainbows, 10 for the gold. Whites will be out of 5, and then, of course, the black 1 of 1. There's going to be multiples of the 1, 10, and done sets, and what I mean by that is that you'll have 4 different parallels. You'll have your unnumbered base, unnumbered Prizms, and then you'll have your golds out of 10 and the black 1 of 1. So there's only going to be 11 numbered versions, or copies rather, of these cards. And it's going to be the Apex, the Expert Level, the Fireworks, In the Groove, National Pride, Stars and Stripes, and Teammates. So finally, the criticisms that I have here is that protect your autographs well. Most of the autographs that I have seen show either bleeding or kind of have that water spot look due to the OptiChrome substrate surface. I really feel that Panini has to retool these cards so that the autographs become more visible. The only exception that I've seen is with the Harry Gant autograph, where his autograph seems to be very full and very clear. The rest of them, the autograph seems so thin, and you'll see that as I actually showcase one of the hits that I have. It's so thin, and the autograph gets lost in the prismatic finish. Danica Patrick again. I've kind of you know, I have enough Danica hits for myself, so I don't really collect her anymore. However, if you're somebody who loves Danica Patrick hits, again, for the seventh time, 7th straight release, they are using the same pictures of her from the 2018 Daytona 500. The only thing I could think about that is that it's either an edict from Danica Patrick, Team Danica Patrick, saying that you have to use these photos, don't use anything older, or Panini is just being lazy with their release. And the reason why I think is kind of the second hand, or second option, if you will, is because another big hit in that Hailie Deegan, I believe it's her Fireworks and Apex, both feature the same damn picture. So these cards aren't very unique. And for Danica Patrick, her last release with unique Danica images came from 2018 Donruss. So if you're in a Danica Patrick hits, you may be looking at the same card that you just broke with the last several releases. So it's going to be up to you if you really wish to invest even more money into Danica, because she is one of the best-selling trading cards, whether you like it or not. And unfortunately, they don't seem to have very much respect for actually going in and trying to develop new photos so that these cards have some uniqueness to them. I know Ned Jarrett and Rusty Wallace and some other drivers also have recycled images for their autographs as well. So those are the big criticisms that I have with this. So hopefully that gave you some intel. But anyway, let's go ahead and go back to the boxes and see what we could actually break. All right, enough of the complaining. Let's go ahead and start breaking open these boxes here. But before we do that, let's just go ahead and go straight to the bonus packs that we have here. I was able to achieve these packs, and all they are is just 4 one-card packs celebrating the 2019 National Racing Card Day. And this is something that I believe has just started with Panini, so this is not something that they've done before, at least to my knowledge here. So hopefully we could get ourselves something cool here. Really what I'm expecting are some just white sparkle Prizm hits, and the thing about those is that it's not just a white Prizm, it's a white sparkle. And I'll go ahead and put a picture right now of a 2016 Prizm white sparkle card that is by far the most attractive thing that I think Panini has released so far. So this is what we're expecting, and I believe these hits will not be numbered. However, again, who knows? So let's go ahead and try to see what we can pull out here with pack number 1. And for our first card, we're going to be getting a Jimmie Johnson, which is pretty cool. And oh, there's 2 cards per pack, so all right, good deal. So we have the Prominence. This is going to be our first bonus hit, and it's going to be a white sparkle Prominence for Kyle Busch. So this is a pretty cool deal. Again, they're not going to be numbered as far as I know, but then again, we may be surprised here. Maybe there's an autograph in one of these things, I don't know. And then we have the expert level for Jimmie Johnson in the white sparkle finish. So if you're looking to collect the entire rainbow, it's going to be something that's going to require a little bit of luck in order to pull these from the pack. Again, you may want to play the eBay game with this. Pack number 2, the Eric Almirola. I usually always pick him whenever I have a bonus pack here. And this is going to be a parallel of what likely is his base card of the number 8 card there. So that's a little something for you to see. And then we have the Teammates in white sparkle. Again, they are going to be unnumbered. Pack number 3, a couple of car cards it looks like. This one is going to be Acceleration for Kurt Busch in his Monster Energy vehicle. And the texture and feel of the cards, again, is much like it was last year. However, I think this year is a little bit more tough. Last year, the card seemed a little bit too flimsy. And this year, I think it's a little bit more of a sturdy feel with the card. But nonetheless, it still has that Opti chrome substrate. I think that's what they call this type of paper backing, if you will, for this trading card. And so finally, let's go ahead and go to bonus pack number 4. Father and son deal here. This one is going to be for Chase and Bill Elliott, celebrating one of the road course victories. I think that's the Watkins Glen victory. Card number 7. And then finally, our last bonus hit is going to be National Pride for Kurt Busch. And so those will be our 8 bonus packs, or cards rather, for the National Racing Card Day again. They're not going to be numbered, unfortunately, although I think these should absolutely be numbered, but at least Panini is trying to do something, which I guess in a way kind of dilutes what I just, my criticism, if you will, but at the same time, it's one thing to have a couple bonus packs, but really, this is what we're really here for, and that's to open these boxes. So let's go ahead and do just that. This is what the box looks like. However, we are expecting 4 autographs per box. However, please again look for those Panini Rewards points as a hit substitute. We should be expecting 3 numbered parallels per box on average. 12 cards per pack with 12 packs per box. And we're going to be looking for the purple flash prisms, which looks like they're going to be a hobby exclusive. And I'm presuming then the camo is going to be the blaster exclusive. Again, the blaster hits are going to be pretty rare to find, and so that will do it. So let's go ahead here and open up and see what we can get with Prizm 2019. And that's what the packs will look like straight out of the box. And so let's get pack number 1, and they are all pretty thick. Again, no memorabilia with these releases here. It's going to be all autographs, and so let's go with pack number 1 and hope we can get ourselves some pretty good hits. Card number 1 is going to be again an acceleration, much like the bonus white sparkle that we pulled. So we could go ahead and take that down. Another Kurt Busch, this time it's going to be for the base profile card perhaps. This is going to be card number 1. We have Velocity, and even though it has a white top, I don't think this is going to be numbered. We have our first red, white, and blue, which used to be a Fat Pack exclusive back in the 2016 edition, but now I don't believe they're doing Fat Packs anymore. We have our first autograph, which we will set aside. It's a retired driver. We have Bubba Wallace, and this is the Stars and Stripes. Again, a lot of those 110 and done parallels, so expect to see a lot of those. National Pride, I think this again is a 110 and done, if I'm not mistaken. Kyle Busch with the Rowdy name. Tanner Berryhill, rookie card there for him. Then we have Powertrain for Ryan Newman, base. We have Michael McDowell. And then we have Acceleration, this time for Ryan Blaney. Next up we have pack number 2 of box number 1. And it looks like they have another game action going on here. So we'll set that card aside because we're here just for the hits. Here's another Ryan Newman. Martin Truex Jr., this time with prominence. Mark Martin, whose autographs are going to be quite difficult to collect with this release. Dale Jr., another driver whose autographs are going to be difficult to obtain. And then we have Acceleration again in Fantabulous Acceleration Prism. I will say it's a good looking Prism card there, but of course they don't hold too much value. Here's an exclusive of the Purple Flash. Love the design, but again the Purple Flashes are not numbered. And then we have Dale Earnhardt Jr. However, I will say, going back, I looked at the checklist with the Purple Flashes, and it does say that the Gray Gaulding, if I'm not mistaken, it's either Gray Gaulding or someone else, actually has his Purple Flash numbered to 49. So if that's true or not, we're able to pull one of that. We'll be able to verify that. This is Apex. This is an Apex. This is one of those insert 110 and done. And then we have a Fireworks here, the Prism, and this is not numbered, for William Byron. Chase Briscoe. And then we have Rowdy Busch once again with the Velocity. And then we have Jimmy Johnson. And we have Jimmy Johnson again with the base prominence. So that will do it for pack number 2. Here we go now with pack number 3 of box number 1. Prominence for Kevin Harvick. We got Rusty Wallace. And again, this is another card that I think I've seen before. And then we have Velocity for Kurt Busch. Red, white, and blue for Martin Truex Jr. And then we have our second autograph. It's an up-and-coming driver, or at least I hope he is. Joey Logano. This is the Apex. And then we have a Prizm refractor for Car Card, Kyle Larson. Prominence for Brad Keselowski. Ricky Stenhouse. Then we have Young Gun for Ryan Blaney. And then we have Bubba Wallace. And then we have Powertrain for Eric Almirola, and that'll do it for pack number 3. Pack number 4, and let's go ahead and get right to it, to the King. At least they're using a new photo, I think, for this card here. For Richard Petty, he has multiple cards in this deal. Tony Stewart. And then we have, this is Daniel Hemrick, who already is losing his ride after only 1 year. Tyler Reddick is just too strong of a driver, and they're having to make space here. Unfortunately, he's going to be kicked out. Kyle Busch. And then we have Velocity, red, white, and blue for Jimmy Johnson. If I'm going a little too fast, remember you can pause the video. We are trying to keep this a little bit within a certain time frame here. And this is Tanner Berryhill. That's another Purple Rain or Flash exclusive. Expert level, and this one is for Joey Logano. We have Teammates, and I believe this is white Prizm, or is this just a... No, this is the 110 and done deal again. So this is just a Prizm version of Teammates for Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. We have Eric Jones. We have Acceleration again for Martin Truex Jr. I think we've already seen his. And then we have Eric Almirola, so we've already seen his deal. And then we have Velocity again for Kurt Busch. We've already seen that. Justin Haley will start off our next pack here, and he won the, it's the Coca-Cola Zero 400 or something like that. I still call it the Pepsi 400. Jimmy Johnson, Powertrain. And then we have Chase Elliott, the cover driver with the cover card right there, card number 7. Let's go ahead now with Acceleration, this time for Kyle Busch, red, white, and blue. We have Rowdy, Kyle Busch. And then that was the Purple Flash. We have Teammates for Alex Bowman and Jimmy Johnson. We have Reed Sorensen, it looks like, or Ross Chastain, I should say. And this is his car card, or no, this is actually In the Groove. Kevin Harvick. Happy Harvick. I think those two photos only occurred like within seconds of each other. Paul Menard, who is now retiring at the end of the season, and Powertrain for Kyle Busch. And then our final base card here will be for Matt DiBenedetto. Moving along now, this time we have Mr. Jimmy Johnson, Acceleration card. We've already seen enough of the Acceleration cards. We can now go to Ty Dillon. Then we have Velocity again, this time for Denny Hamlin. We've already seen those. Richard Petty, here's a new card for him. That's card number 40 on the checklist there. We have the Prismatic Finish for Eric Almirola. We've already seen that. And then here we have our first numbered parallel. It's going to be for Kurt Busch, and I believe this is the red Prizm. If I'm not mistaken, let's flip it around. It is numbered out of 50, and this is going to be 6 of 50 for card number 1. So that's our first numbered parallel. And now we have Fireworks for Carl Edwards. That's a 110 and done deal right there. And then we have National Pride. This is a prismatic finish. Again, another 110 and done. And then we have Acceleration for Ryan Newman. We have Corey LaJoy. And then we have Velocity for Kevin Harvick. We've already seen enough velocities. And then we'll close out with Ross Chastain. Here we go now with our next pack. It's going to be for Dale Jarrett. And we'll have Acceleration for Chase Elliott. We'll have Carl Edwards in another version of a base card here. Lots of base cards I'm noticing. And then we have our next hit right there, but we'll set that aside. It's going to be a retired driver, red, white, and blue for Bobby Labonte. And then we have Carl Edwards. This is Stars and Stripes. Fireworks this time for Jimmy Johnson. And then we have Kyle Busch. I believe we've already seen that. Prominence, we've already seen an example of that. Ryan Blaney. And this is for Austin Dillon with only the Austin Dillon logo for the identification right there. And then we have Texas Terry Labonte again with a similar photo that has been used multiple times throughout various releases. Here we go now, again, Velocity. This time is going to be for Joey Logano. We've already seen examples of that. Next hit is going to be for David Reagan, who will be retiring at the end of the year. So let's go ahead and give him a front and back for his card. Prominence is going to be for Joey Logano in base. And then here she is, the base card for Hailie Deegan. So I'll go ahead and put that into the Holy Grail collection. Won't send it in to get graded. We'll just put it into a screw down. And we'll go ahead and include it with all the rest of her hits. And then here's a second numbered hit, perhaps. Prominence. Is this? No, this is just a Prism refractor. And then here is another numbered card. This time it's going to be for Richard Petty. And it is a blue Prism. So it should be out of 75. And this is 18 of 75 for the King, Richard Petty. That is going to be our second numbered hit. So a lot of base cards here I'm noticing. And very few hits. So the hits aren't going to be all that heavy when it comes to this release here. Stars and Stripes. Here's the Apex. Another 1 and done, 110 and done, I should say. Powertrain for Kevin Harvick. We've already seen examples of that. Kyle Larson. We pretty much know what the back of that card looks like. Acceleration for Kyle Busch, and then again with Martin Truex Jr. 4 packs to go, including this one, so let's get to it. Alex Bowman. We've already seen enough backs of cards to pretty much know what that is. Prominence again for Denny Hamlin. We've seen enough of those. We've seen Chris Buescher. We haven't seen Chris Buescher, but we know what the back of those cards look like. Ryan Preece. This is a red, white, and blue. Flip the card around. Of course, they're not going to be numbered. And then we have Michael McDowell in the Purple Flash exclusive. Again, it's not going to be numbered. And then we have National Pride for Kyle Busch. National Pride again. This time it's a prismatic finish for Martin Truex Jr. Daniel Suarez in his base card. Velocity for Chase Elliott. Denny Hamlin base card for him. Prominence for William Byron. And I don't believe, nope, it's not numbered. And then we have Joey Logano. We're about to hit the checkered flag here, so let's hope that we get one last big autograph, because the 3 that we've pulled so far aren't going to be really anything to brag about. John Hunter Nemechek, that first card was Joey Logano. We have Powertrain for Daniel Hemrick. We have Brad Keselowski. And then we have Austin Dillon again, prismatic finish. And then here we have our third and final numbered hit. Is going to be an Acceleration green for Martin Truex Jr. And it's going to be 13 of 99. Again, green Acceleration from Mr. Martin Truex Jr. So we're not going to be getting any more numbered hits out of those last few packs. But let's try to get that last big autograph. Kyle Busch, not Kyle Busch, but Kyle Larson for Into Groove. We have Fireworks here for the 110 and done card of Austin Dillon. Rowdy Busch. Tanner Berryhill. Powertrain Newman, and then we have Michael McDowell. 2 more packs to go, including this one. We got Smoke, base card for him. Austin Dillon with his full name out. That's a cool card there. And then we have Powertrain for Martin Truex Jr. And then we have a red, white, and blue. At least this is a nice looking card here. It's not going to be numbered, but I like the design of this card here. Prominence, red, white, and blue. Of course, it is not numbered. And then we have Purple Rain, or Purple Flash rather, for the Ryan Newman, although I'm sure they'd like to call it Purple Rain. Flip the card around. Again, it's not going to be numbered. We have Fireworks for William Byron, not numbered. And then we have Expert Level Prismatic Finish for Brad Keselowski. Flip the card around for him. We got Velocity, Bobby Labonte, Prominence, Eric Almirola, Ryan Preece, and then again, using the same damn photo that they've been using since Victory Lane 2018, Danica Patrick. Again, one of the biggest problems with the lack of effort from Panini. They're just not using new photos. So let's go ahead and open that final pack for box number 1. There you see an empty box. And we are still looking for that final hit. So hopefully we can get ourselves an autograph, and we're not going to get any points. Unless, of course, that point card ends up being like a 15,000 point card, which I could actually sell that for some decent money, actually. So let's go ahead and start off. First card here is going to be for Danica Patrick. Again, they've used that card or that image in multiple pictures. Acceleration for Kevin Harvick. We have Daniel Hemrick. Velocity for Martin Truex Jr. We have Ryan Blaney, and then we have our final autograph, which we will set aside so we do get all 4 autographs with this box. Ross Chastain in a groove. We have Kyle Busch, Stars and Stripes. We have Casey Kane. Powertrain for Denny Hamlin, Clint Boyer, and then acceleration for Joey Logano. So we're going to showcase those 4 autographs at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and open up our final box here, and then we'll go through all that, and then we'll showcase all of our autographs. There you go. Those are the 12 packs, and hopefully we can get ourselves a little bit better autographs, although that last autograph from that last pack there, it's a potential driver, could be a star, but needs to start winning. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Maybe that'll give you an idea as to who that driver is. So let's go ahead now and break open pack number 1 of box number 2, and let's see if we can't find ourselves a 1-of-1 autograph and really knock this break into the next level. Ryan Preece, and then we have, of course, another Danica. At least we'll set her aside. Casey Kane, we've seen him. Richard Petty, red, white, and blue. It's pretty much the same deal. Then we have the Purple Flash of that same card for Richard Petty. Expert Level, this time it will be for Kurt Busch. And then we have Fireworks for Clint Boyer. Flip it around, make sure it's not numbered. It's not. Then we got another one of the Danica hits right there. Then we have Kevin Harvick, Acceleration, we've seen that. Daniel Hemrick. And then we have Velocity, and for Martin Truex Jr., and then we have Alex Bowman. So that'll do it for pack number 1. Here we go now with pack number 2. Again, we have not pulled an autograph from pack number 1, so let's try and see if we can't go ahead and get our first autograph down. We got Powertrain for Denny Hamlin. We have Clint Boyer. We have Acceleration again for Joey Logano. We have Daniel Suarez. We have an Acceleration prismatic finish for Jimmy Johnson. And then we have our first autograph down. It is a blue Prizm autograph of a title contender. Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, or rather Tony Stewart. Then we have Denny Hamlin. We have Chris Buescher. We have Sliced Bread Joey Logano. And then we have John Hunter Nemechek. Here we go now with pack number 3. It's going to be Velocity. And then we have Denny Hamlin. Prominence for William Byron. Then we have Prominence Red, White, and Blue for Kevin Harvick, followed by Prominence again for Kevin Harvick. Purple Flash. We have National Pride for Carl Edwards. I mean, look, and they're using different photos for Carl Edwards, and he's a retired driver as well. Now he's going back to his old Aflac uniform, but still, they're finding ways. They have the ability. Back to the cards here. Expert level for Kevin Harvick. We have 2 cards stuck together. That is Powertrain for Daniel Hemrick. We have Brad Keselowski. We have Acceleration for the 24 car William Byron. Dale Earnhardt Jr. And then Velocity for Austin Dillon. Here we go now. The next pack is going to be Joey Logano. Then we have Rowdy Kyle Busch. Another Tanner Berryhill. We have Powertrain Ryan Newman. We have Ty Dillon. We have Austin Dillon with our first numbered hit. It's going to be red, so it should be out of 50, I believe. And indeed it is 27 of 50 for card number 5 on the checklist, Austin Dillon, with our first numbered parallel. And it's going to be Fireworks, this time for Chase Elliott base. Stars and Stripes for Tony Stewart. William Byron. Prominence for Kyle Busch. Noah Gragson, who is supposed to be the guy who may replace Jimmy Johnson, although by his performance, I don't know if that's actually still on track, although he was re-signed for another year with Junior Motorsports. And then we have Bill and Chase Elliott for the conclusion of this pack. Here we go now with the next pack. Is going to be Michael McDowell. Then we have Acceleration for Ryan Blaney. We have Chase Briscoe. We have Red, White, and Blue for Rusty Wallace. And then we have our next autograph here, and it is a lower tier driver. It's a current driver. He's still on the active. He drives every week, but he's a lower tier driver. Then we have Denny Hamlin. We have Matt Tifft. We have Chase Elliott, Powertrain. Greg Gaulding, who has some sponsorship from Panini, which at least was pretty cool. At least they did sponsor it. Unfortunately, it was at that Bristol Busch race or Xfinity race, and there's like no one in the stands. So, but he did finish second, I believe, in that race. And that will do it for this pack here. Next pack is going to be Velocity, this time for Kyle Busch. We have Jimmy Johnson and his base card there. Jimmy Johnson and his base Prominence hit. Then we have Kevin Harvick. We have Velocity for Denny Hamlin. The Purple Flash card, this time for Rusty Wallace. Again, it's not going to be numbered. We have the King, Stars and Stripes. Now that's a pretty cool card. Be cool to have the 1 of 1, although again it's not checker flag design, so I really don't care too much. Fireworks for Martin Truex Jr. Then we have Velocity again, this time for Kyle Larson, Ryan Newman, Prominence, Martin Truex Jr. And let's go ahead and close out this pack with some Mark Martin action. The next pack's going to be Happy Harvick. Then we have Paul Menard, again, who's retiring. Powertrain, Kyle Busch, Red, White, and Blue for Richard Petty. And then they seem to always follow it up with a Purple Flash. So there you go. Take that for what you will. Martin Truex Jr. Apex. We have In the Groove for Austin Dillon. We have Dale Jr., Justin Haley, Powertrain for Jimmy Johnson. And then we have Chase Elliott. And then we have Acceleration for Jimmy Johnson. Getting down to the nitty-gritty, of course, we have 2 of our 4 autographs, so let's go ahead and keep on moving. We got Matt DiBenedetto. Then we have Ryan Newman. We have Corey LaJoie. We have Velocity with Kevin Harvick. We have the King in a prismatic finish. We have Daniel Suarez, and this is a blue. So here's our, I believe, our second numbered hit. So this is a blue, so it's going to be a high number 1. It's going to be out of 75. It's going to be 13 out of 75 for Daniel Suarez in the number 26 checklist hit. Teammates, this one is prismatic, or rather prism, or the base rather, for teammates Kyle Larson, Kurt Busch, National Park or National Pride. Geez, I'm starting to lose it here. Ty Dillon. Then we have Velocity for Denny Hamlin again. Richard Petty, same deal with the base hit for that, and then Prominence for Kevin Harvick. Here we go now. We're going to be going to Ross Chastain. We have Brad Keselowski, Prominence, and then we have Prominence again for Prismatic Finish, Kevin Harvick. Red, white, and blue for Tony Stewart, and then we have our third autograph. I'm going to do some research on him. I haven't heard of him, but he does have a Dale Jr. sticker on his name. So this is going to be for Brad Keselowski, Fireworks. We have Kevin Harvick in the Groove, Prism. Rusty Wallace, the King. Tony Stewart, Powertrain for Daniel Hemrick, and then we have Dale Jr. or Dale Jarrett, I should say. So I'm going to start going through these packs here real quick because I'd like to go ahead and showcase these hits, and let's go ahead and close out this video because I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments there because I don't know. I think this is a little bit of a lackluster release, but then again, I'm trying not to be too negative. Because if you want to see negativity, open some old press pass boxes from back in the day where it's just nothing but base cards and maybe a couple inserts, just not getting your money back whatsoever. At least with these hits here, you might be able to get something back. Prismatic for Rusty Wallace. We have Powertrain RWB for Daniel Hemrick. Purple Flash for Tony Stewart. Apex for Bubba Wallace. Teammates. I didn't know they were teammates. Richard Petty and Bubba Wallace. And then we have Acceleration for Chase Elliott, Carl Edwards, Velocity, Joey Logano, and then we have David Reagan. And then finally, let's go ahead and do a super pack here of the final two packs. We're going to break them both together. Again, we're looking for our last number hit, and we're also looking for our last autograph. And then once we're done with this super pack here, we'll go ahead and showcase all the hits from these two boxes. So let's go ahead and do this. We got Eric Jones. Acceleration for Martin Truex Jr. We've already seen that. We've already seen the Dale Jarrett deal. And then we have our final autograph, and it's of a recent retired driver who I'm surprised actually has an autograph with this deal. So the autographs, we're not going to be showing anything too fancy here, at least from my opinion, but it is what it is. Expert level for Richard Petty. And then we have Fireworks for Kyle Larson. But let me make sure when we flip this card around. No, we don't see the one-of-one emblem. I thought this was the one-of-one right here. But no, unfortunately, we don't have the one-of-one. Just double-checking there. And then we have Prominence for Joey Logano. We have another Hailie Deegan base autograph, or base hit, rather. I wish it was a base autograph, but no. It's just a base hit, a base card, rather. Smoke, Austin Dillon. And it looks like we're going to have a gold hit at least for our last numbered hit. Powertrain, Eric Almirola. We have Velocity, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott. And then we have probably the best hit in the box, which we'll go ahead and set aside. It is that last numbered hit that we're looking for. Stars and Stripes for Danica. Take it for what it is. Again, we're using the same picture. We got Apex Prism Refractor for Richard Petty. It's not going to be numbered. Another Danica base. And then we have Kevin Harvick Acceleration, Daniel Hemrick, Velocity for Martin Truex Jr., and then we have Eric Almirola. So let me go ahead and organize the hits, and let's do a hit recap, and then we'll go ahead and send you guys home, and then that will do it for this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a recap here of what I consider to be the hits. I wish I could have given you guys more, but unfortunately it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to give you nothing too ultra fancy, but then again, I wasn't expecting very much. This release here, ultimately, I'm going to have to say is going to be an eBay lookout product, meaning that there's going to be some great hits for you to get. However, I do recommend that you just stay looking on the eBay deal or on the blowout forums or NASCAR Underground or whatever it is that you guys look for trading cards for NASCAR, because really, to be honest, the value of the boxes themselves could be very, very hit and miss, more miss than anything else. So anyway, of course, Danica I consider to be a hit. That's a base card there. Here's another base card for Danica again. And then, of course, we just had that Stars and Stripes hit for Danica. We got the two Haley Deegan base cards that we're able to pull out of this. I'll consider those to be hits. And then we have our numbered hits, although we're going to keep that last one towards the end, as I consider it to be the second best, if not the best hit that we got. Red Prizm parallel for the number 3 card, 27 of 50 for Austin Dillon. Then we had that Daniel Suarez blue Prizm of the number 26 card, 13 of 75. We had that acceleration green for Martin Truex Jr., and that card was out of 99. This is 13 of 99 for the number 56 card. And then we have that Kurt Busch red Prizm, another high number hit there. This one's out of 50 for the number 1 card for Kurt Busch. Then we had Richard Petty for the blue Prizm of the number 40 card. This one was 18 of 75. And now let's go to the autographs. We did not get any Panini Rewards points as a hit substitute, so at least we'll have that to say for ourselves. This came from box number 2. It is the base Prizm scripted signature for Trevor Bayne. And then again, as I stated earlier in the criticism section of this video, in the, with the signature gets lost, it looks like it's not even autographed, and it gets lost in that image of the prismatic finish. And then on top of that, it's a very weak autograph to begin with. It's so thin, and the autographs don't stay very well on the card. So once you get an autograph, I would go ahead and immediately put it under some sort of slab, or not a slab necessarily unless you're going to get them graded, which I don't necessarily recommend unless it's a 1 of 1. But at least some sort of a screw down, top loader or something, but make sure you protect it, because it wouldn't surprise me. In fact, I'm almost tempted to do it right now, but I'm sure somebody out there would like to have this card, and maybe I'll sell it or use it as trade fuel. But I'm sure if I wanted to, I could actually just wipe this autograph off. Again, it barely looks like it's on there. But again, base autograph for Trevor Bayne scripted signatures. And then we had Michael McDowell. I believe this was from box number 2 as well. This is a green driver signature for, again, Michael McDowell. Flipped a card around, and it is number 3 of 99 for Michael McDowell. And again, can you tell the autograph? At least you can tell it a little bit better with this here, but it does, again, gets very lost in the mix there. And then we have Cody Ware. And I think this is a driver's signature, and it may be a rainbow, although I'm having a hard time understanding how it could be, but it is somehow 18 of 24 for Cody Ware autograph, driver's signature. But kind of a little disappointed because that really doesn't look like a rainbow or a tie-dye or anything else. So again, this is where 2016 Prizm and 2017 Select with its tie-dye editions really do excel over this release here. This was our very first autograph from box number 1. It is the endorsements blue for Kenny Wallace. In fact, I think there's even a video of him actually signing all of these, and he'll just sign them real quick and then he just toss them aside and whatnot. So this autograph here does feel a little bit bent, but nonetheless though, cool autograph for Kenny Wallace. And this one here is 65 of 75. Harry Gant, this is again from box number 1. Now this time they must have given him a larger marker, because you could see a nice full autograph from Mr. Harry Gant. He's a retired driver, been retired for quite some time, but at least those autographs are nice and clean and you can see it clearly. Maybe they should have just given them bigger pens to make their marks with, because this here is at least a very clean autograph, and I'll give that. So thank you very much, Mr. Gant. 70 of 99 for handsome Harry Gant, who was actually a pretty solid driver back in the day. Now this came from box number 2, and I don't know too much about the kid, but apparently he does have a junior racing sticker, and this is a rainbow scripted signature, it looks like, for Zane Smith. And one thing you will notice is that the junior autograph drivers do have a sticker here on the front again. I think with one of the Donruss lines they didn't include that, but when we flipped the card around, this one is 21 of 24 for Zane Smith, but that's not the last that we'll see of stickers on autographs here. We have Denny Hamlin signing Sessions, so this is a pretty solid autograph here, but it is high numbered. This is signing Sessions was something that was known with the certified racing, but since there's no certified racing for 2019, they went ahead and included it apparently with this Prizm line. And as I said, it is pretty high number. It's 24/75 for signing Sessions Blue Prizm, Denny Hamlin. And now here is, I'm going to go ahead and conclude with an autograph, just because we always try to conclude with autographs, but in this instance, the second to best hit is going to be In the Groove Gold for Chase Elliott. And as I stated earlier, with the autographs, some of the autographs, the gold is actually going to be less significant than the other parallels, so keep that in mind. But for this card here, is it the numbered? No, it's not. It's 4/10. I was hoping that we got the 9/10, but it is what it is. Still an excellent hit. Very nice card indeed. At least the gold still pops out quite well. I don't know how it's coming across in the camera, but excellent hit here. In the Groove, out of 10 for Chase Elliott. And then to conclude the video, it is going to be a tie, or it's going to be a rainbow for signing Sessions, this time for William Byron. And that will be our concluding autograph here. At least you can still see the autograph somewhat. At least they should have signed it at least in black. Maybe in black the thing would have shown up a little bit better. But the autographs just look like if I just rub my finger over it, the ink will just wipe off. So again, protect these cards as soon as you pull them. But the thing is, though, now with the Hendrick drivers, or at least with William Byron, they now come with a sticker for authentication sticker from Hendrick. So those authentication stickers, I didn't know that there was a lot of fraudulent autographs out there, but maybe there is for William Byron. But this one, for this instance, is 7/24. Would have loved to have gotten a card number, but nonetheless, though, that will conclude it. Cards, the Diecast 4 channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. And again, when it comes to 2019 Prizm, I think this is more of an eBay lookout release, meaning that, again, if you want certain hits, just keep an eye on eBay or on the trading card market, because I think you're going to be getting more luck in getting the cards that you want rather than actually spending a bunch of money on boxes and whatnot, unless, of course, the price just completely drops, and that always could happen. Cards, the Diecast 4 channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all later.